Oh yeah. Alright, getting into the first match. Oh, well, there you go. If Sudoku loses, he's going to commit Sudoku. So let's see if that happens. Spawning over here in the bottom right-hand side of Deadwing from CT6 EU, going to commit Sudoku if he doesn't win this match. It is 1 HP for the win. I'll probably just call him 1 HP. I like how it comes off the tongue. And in the other side, I forgot to say, Orange Zerg. His opponent spawning in the upper right-hand side of the map from Team Unseen Gaming. It is my old teammate and giant chump, but wonderful guy, Smithy. Yeah. So, I wasn't paying enough attention to be like, looks like they're starting out with I know nothing yet, actually. Well, Smithy already trying to talk about how great he is, so nothing out of the ordinary here. Loving it. Aw, poor guy. There you go. There you go. I'm guessing they played this game after CT6 had won, and they're just playing for the hell of it at this point based on how he's talking, which is fun. So, fair enough. Smithy having a good old time. Ryan's going to hit me. It's okay, Smithy. I'll make fun of you too. Oh, there's a pause apparently, but the pause doesn't come up on the replay, so we've already moved on past it. Oh, God. Tomla, is this a really long game? Well, this is the first match we cast, so way to ruin it, Smithy. Alright, so we do have a hatchery going down around the 248 mark. We see Pool first and then a 15 hatch. Meanwhile, his opponent is going for a Forge Fast Expand, but interestingly enough, a Forge Fast Expand with the Forge up at the main, not blocking off down here at the natural. So an interesting choice by Smithy, but, you know, functional. Definitely functional. It's not something so unorthodox that it's totally crazy. It's just not what I would expect to see. So, hatchery's still coming down. No gas, and first queen is on the way. So, probably going to be a bit of a pressure build. Gasless, ZVP, I would guess it's going to be 2 base, full saturation up to roaches. Alright, so now we have a gateway and a photon cannon going down. Now he's starting that wall off over here. So, interesting choice here by Smithy, deciding to put the wall out here, but with a gateway. I think the idea there is putting the Forge up here. If your opponent comes down here, he's going to scout this, think it's a gateway expand, and you're going to play against a gateway expand differently than a Forge expand. And so, maybe an intelligent scouting plan there, maybe just habit of building the Forge up there. Who knows? But if we do look at the vision of his opponent, he saw the Forge anyway, so it doesn't matter. So he knows what happened, he knows what's going on. And the third hatchery goes down once he sees the expansion. So good call from the Zerg player. 1 HP decided to take another expansion, go for a macro game against this. And a little bit of Ling aggression, but full wall finish, not enough to really do anything. Cybercore going down. And are we saturated at this base? Yeah. Mineral saturated, no gas yet from Smithy, but it'll happen. It's inevitable. He's Protoss, he can't survive without it. It'll happen. Alright, now we do have the first little bit of creep going out as the third hatchery is about halfway finished. No more buildings from the Zerg. It's just drones, drones, drones. Just, you know, droning up, getting an economy, putting some vision around the map with overlords up here. Well, that's not doing much, but that overlord can be used for vision later, using these lings to try and deny a potential third and to deny anything moving out. And these guys and these guys, good overlord spread from 1 HP here. Moving those all over the map, getting a lot of vision. And where's the inject? Pretty good injects too. Yeah, only 2 extra energy. So good inject timing from 1 HP. And a good focus on doing exactly what he wants to be doing. It's clear that he knows what build he's going for, and it's clear that he's focused on it. And I'm hoping we see a little bit of that Stefano 13-minute max out here. Having gone for his third base at the time he did, having gone for a gasless opener. I think it would be really fun to see some of that 13-minute max. So we'll see what happens. We do see, let me make sure before I speak, yeah, we do see all of the bases rallying themselves to the third, so they're starting to put drones all over those minerals. He's definitely going for a very big economic build, and it's going to work out for him because Smithy right now is not going super aggressive. Now, we do see a Stargate about 75% done, and we'll see what comes out of that. Could be Oracles, could be Phoenixes, could be 4 quick Void Rays, but knowing Smithy, probably Oracles because, yeah, there's no Dark Shrine, so he's got to do something. Overlord moving in here, just trying to get a little bit of scouting information, and we look at the player camera. He is... Oh, where did he see... Oh, yeah, he sees the Stargate. So he sees the Stargate, starts to build spores at each of his bases, and that's a very good scout for 1 HP, who now is going to be prepared for whatever pressure that Stargate puts out, and is going to really minimize his casualties. It ends up being a Phoenix that comes out of there first, another Phoenix on the way. Those Phoenixes are going to take advantage of this Overlord placement, because that's at least 3 just sitting out right by their base that he's going to be able to take down, and that's going to be good for Smithy. Definitely a good choice for him to go with the Phoenixes once his opponent saw the Stargate, because Oracles weren't going to do much. Once his opponent sees the Stargate is happening, you're not going to get very much out of an Oracle aggression, because he's going to build these lovely guys and have queens all over, and it's not going to work for you. So a good last-minute decision by Smithy to go for the Phoenixes instead of the Oracles. And now these Phoenixes starting to move across the map, and we're going to see what they're up to. Yeah, it looks like they're just doing a little bit of scouting for Overlord, seeing if there's anything out there. Not going to be doing too terribly much in terms of... Yeah, they're just scouting for Overlords. They're not going to try and do any aggression. They know they've been spotted. They know there's going to be stuff back home. So, very good play by Smithy there. Good decision making. Meanwhile, the macro is continuing from the Zerg. We see Roach Speed on the way, along with double Evo Chambers, and the Infestation Pit is down just before 10, so maybe Swarm Hosts? Maybe Swarm Hosts. A boy can hope. I would be... Logically, it's going to be Roach, Hydra, and Fester with that 13-minute max out like I was talking about. Yeah, and Hydras are starting, so Roach, Hydra, and Fester, 13-minute will be the goal for his 200-200. So we'll see how that comes out for him. Roach Speed is just about finished as these Phoenixes are starting to try and get a little bit of aggression, but not really working out with the amount of spores that are out there. And 1-1 is not started, however. Ling Speed is on the way, and there's Enduring Locusts. There it is. Alright, Enduring Locust is started at the Infestation Pit. We're going to see Swarm Host play, which means we're going to see a lot of game, and I'm looking forward to it. A little bit of Roach Hydra action over here, mostly Hydras, to counter those Phoenixes. You know, I have some anti-air to take care of the fact that he knows there's a Stargate, but Smithy is responding to what he scouted by going for a Robo Facility and a Robotics Bay. And this is a little interesting meta, whether it was intentional or not. What happens here is, because he sees the Phoenixes, 1 HP decides to go for Hydras. Because he sees the Hydra, Smithy decides to go for a Robo Bay and try and get some Colossus. But 1 HP is already going up to Swarm Hosts, and Swarm Hosts are a really good unit against Colossus. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. The 1-1 did start over on the Zerg side, and if we look at upgrades, he started +1 attack over on Smithy's side, and there's also Twilight Council on the way. So if we look right here, there is not a tech to be missed by Smithy. Smithy looked at the Protoss tech tree and thought, rock, paper, scissors, better throw all 3 and see what happens. So going for everything he can over there. Meanwhile, these Hydras are hanging out around the map, hoping that those Phoenixes get out of position and they can do a little bit of damage. Looks like it's not going to happen, though. If we look back over here, this 4th base is getting a little bit of saturation. Not anything too crazy, but definitely getting a little bit of extra income beyond his fully saturated triple. And, now a fully saturated 4th. So huge, fantastic economy over here. And if we look at the income tab over here, we are seeing vastly higher mineral income from Zerg and pretty much even on the gas income. So fantastic choice for him to go as macro as he went, and we do see a chunk of Swarm Hosts already out on the map. A pretty good number at that. Oh, look at them. Oh, they're beautiful. I'm so ready. If we look over at the Protoss side once again, we see he has... I'm not even going to try and say this out loud. I'm just going to... Oh, for the love of God. Okay, good. Sorry, I accidentally pressed B. It happens to the best of us. Alright, I can't remember how to get to the number of buildings tab because it's been so freaking long since I've cast, but we're gonna scroll around and find out. Alright, looks like 6 gateways are up, a couple pylons going here, probably to get some cannons back here just in case his opponent goes for any kind of muta aggression, but it definitely does not look like that's going to happen. Instead, we see +2 attack coming up, along with pneumatized carapace for some OV speed, and just... Oh, this army starts to move across the map. He does have a couple air units here. They need to be very careful. 1 HP needs to be really careful about what he does with his Hydras. And good force fields coming down from Smithy as he pulls his units away. He takes a little bit of damage, but doesn't lose any units. I don't want to speak too soon. Loses a Zealot, but intentionally so. Doesn't lose any units. Meanwhile, these guys are going back down, and they're going to start moving and trying to see if they can get some damage on this army, which has sort of backed itself into a corner. And if these Locusts can move far enough, they can do some pretty significant damage to Smithy's army. But Smithy knows it's about to happen. He moves back up into his base to get out of the way faster than they can move, and these Locusts are going to go out into the vast nothingness. Alright, we see a bunch of tumors coming down over here. I was just going to mention the creep spread is pretty fantastic coming out of 1 HP, so great stuff there, especially for a plat game. He's doing some really, really good stuff. And now a fantastic Ling Scout over here, or was it Ovi? Ovi Scout first. Either way, fantastic scout for 1 HP. Going to be able to shut down this 4th base. A great call by Smithy to go for this base instead of taking the obvious one over here, but also a very good scout from 1 HP who now is just going to build a Spire, apparently. Okay. So Spire coming up from 1 HP, along with 3 Spine Crawlers at the main, 5. A lot of Spine Crawlers at the main, definitely making sure he protects his tech, which is good. If any drops were to come in here, losing tech would be devastating. 2-2 is on the way for the Zerg, along with +3 weapons for the Protoss. I do not believe Smithy has any armor upgrades, though. No, he has air armor. So he has air armor, blink, and, you know, the usual. But he does not have any kind of ground armor, which is an interesting choice. Knocking out these rocks to get a little more mobility to his 4th base, which has just gone up as this first wave of Locust makes it all the way up here and is going to attack these warp gates. Not quite enough damage to kill either one of them, but definitely a significant amount of damage as another round of Locust starts moving its way towards Smithy's army. He's going to have to be really careful about this. The thing is, any damage that a Locust does to your army is bad. Any damage that a Locust does to you is free damage for your opponent. So that was very well done by Smithy, holding him off with that, staying at a farther distance than they are, taking him out with the Colossus. And 1 HP playing well, though, in that he can just use these Locusts to force the force fields down. And if we look over here, good blink micro from Smithy, not losing any, but definitely taking some damage. And this is going to be a long game. Hi, Boss Terran. How you doing, buddy? Now, Psystorm coming down for Smithy, going to be done in about 10 seconds. That could do some pretty significant help against these Locusts, but the fact is, without a real plan of action to take out those Locusts, it's just a standoff, and that's not going to really help anybody. A little sad Smithy's not here, gotta be honest. Kind of mad at him. But it's fine. We're still buddies. It's a good kid. It's a good guy. Alright, we do see the first notable engagement of the game coming up here. Now there's a lot of air and ground forces for 1 HP. Dodging the storm pretty well. Not taking too many casualties out of his actual army. Meanwhile, we have ground weapons 3 just about to finish up. And flyer attacks 1 about to finish up. And these Locusts are... there's 4 more swarm hosts on the way, along with 4 bases over here. So just some mass expansion coming from the Zerg. He does have corruptors. He has everything he needs. The issue is just getting the positioning and the engagement that he really needs. Because if we look at the income from both players, income is fantastic for both, but 1 HP is very low in minerals, which is going to make it really difficult for him to remax after a big engagement. So he needs to avoid a major engagement and just make sure that he's picking off what he can to, you know, do the damage that he can do. I'm going to check how long this game is. Everybody close your eyes if you don't want to see how long the game is, but I'm checking. Okay. Wait. Oh, Christ almighty be praised. Oh, Jesus. Okay. That's fine. We're gonna be here a while. Wow. Alright. What the hell did I sign up for? Smithy, this is all your fault. Man. More people need to start watching because I need some company to get through this match. I need some people to come hang out and give me the time. Let's talk about StarCraft. Yeah, let's just turn it into a game-long talk show because we have got a while to go. I'm not even going to try and commentate every single thing that happens. It would just be ridiculous for me to keep giving commentary on how locusts work and but he's moving the army in. Okay, this I'll talk about. So he's starting to move his Corruptor army in, but it's moving in too late. He gets one pick. Oh, great pick on the Void Ray, and one Colossus goes out to try and... The Colossus realizes that was a poor choice and gets the hell out of the way. But fantastic pick on that Void Ray, and basically that's just what 1 HP needs to do at this point, is get those kind of picks as often as he can. We have a little hit squad of Stalkers moving around the map to see where they can potentially expand, where they can take care of people. But 1 HP making the great decision, moving some Overlords around, getting some creep, making sure his opponent cannot expand across the map the way he is, so that in the long term he's going to have a better economy no matter what happens. Great pick on that Colossus, going straight down. A storm goes down, but it mostly is just hitting the Locust, and we see the Mothership coming in with the cloaking, making 1 HP have to run because he does not have the vision he needs to take care of that. However, 3 Overseers are starting to come in, which is going to be very helpful. Yeah, for anybody just joining us, which is apparently 2 of you, welcome to the longest game of all time. We are having a blast. It's going to be a good old time. I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun. Oh! Pulse Crystals. I have never seen that upgrade pop up on that side of the screen, ever. I've never experienced it. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Like, Anian? Point is, it means that it's time for everybody's favorite unit. Wait, he's not building any. What the hell? Build some. Build them. Build them. 3-3 is about to finish up, which is important to note. Build. Why are there Void Rays? I don't want any Void Rays! I want Tempests. My body's ready for the Tempests. Alright, so the Death Ball is moving in. It does engage against the Locust. It's doing quite a bit of damage there. And the pick comes out on 2 Void Rays. 1 goes down. Is there enough to take the other down? Yes, the Corruptors do shoot it down in 2 hits, and they start to move. I'm going to zoom back out. It was nice when it was zoomed out. Oh, sorry. Didn't realize that was up there. Sorry, guys. Alright, the Locust doing a little bit of damage. They do take out 1 unit. 1 unit's about all they can get. Smithy needs to... a little hit squad of Hydras moving up for expands. That's good. Smithy needs to get some gas in his life. He is a little bit depraved. And that's not going to bode well for him in the long term, in the really, really late game. So, going to make a comment about the length of this game. Oh, and good picks on those probes. Smithy clearly trying to time it out so that there wasn't a swarm of locusts coming, but he was a little bit too late, and the locusts tear through 8 probes. Anyway, I'm going to make a comment on the length of this game, and if anybody doesn't want to hear a spoiler, pause your... plug your ears. Alright? Alright. Just go ahead and live that dream. So, in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, we are going to be 1/3 of the way done with this game. So I would like everybody to be really excited about that. And then breathe in and breathe out and bear with me, because I will do everything I can to make this commentary as enjoyable as possible, but it's going to be long. Meanwhile, 1 HP, just building up quite a bit of Swarm Host over here, moving Locusts across the map, but moving them from a very long distance, which is interesting. He does have... Oh, that's smart. That's smart. He built Evo Chambers out here so he can remax energy on his Vipers quicker. That's interesting. And now we have Locust moving across the map. And Hydra's doing Hydra stuff. Oh man, you know what'll make this better? You know how we can better enjoy the experience that is this ridiculously long game? Alright, let's zoom way out and look at these Hydras. Now let's do this. Alright. YouTube. Here we go. Here we go. That's enough of that. Anyway, back to StarCraft. Alright, oh, there was some movement. Okay, so the army has moved out a little bit. See, this is why I shouldn't do these things. The army has moved out a little bit, but it's not doing too much. If we could get a quick comment, malformed, is the lack of sound on my end or yours? Because if it's on my end, I know how to fix it, and I can get that cleaned up real quick. Alright, so we did see some movement from the army, which is interesting on Smithy's part. It's very risky, and a good surround coming in here with the air units coming on the right against the Locusts on the other side. But as much damage as he's doing, Smithy has this giant... Oh, but he doesn't have gas! There's really not enough... I'm so sorry. Why has nobody told me that there's no sound? Like, come on, people. Is that better? Sound now? Alright, there should be sound now. Alright. Before I started casting, I was afraid that there might be a lack of sound, but nobody said anything last game, so I was uncertain. You know, Talma, I wish I could tell you. I'm uncertain of what Smithy's purpose would be in moving across the map in such a way. I'm honestly unsure, but he was doing it. Meanwhile, we have a little hit squad of Zealots moving across the map, but I'm not really certain what they're going to be doing. That'll be interesting to see. And, that'll be something. Over here we do have some engagement happening, and it seems like Smithy's just trying to use the mobility of his army to outpace the Swarm Hosts, but this isn't exactly a mobile army. It is not a ridiculously mobile army. Which is an odd choice. Yeah, and everybody just let me know if there's any sound issues, if anything's too loud, too quiet, what have you. I haven't cast in a while other than like one time last week, and no one said anything last week. So if anything needs to be adjusted, I'm happy to fix it. Just let me know. Oh, we do see a hatchery going down over here from the Zealots. Caught that just in time. Zealots just tearing through these larvae. Oh god, look at that. Fuck you, larva. Fuck you and everything you stand for. Oh my god, it's like a curb stomp. Oh god. Oh, they just decimated that larva. Oh man. Oof. Oh, finally plus two attack upgrades coming down, and then we're going to see +1 Carapace. Honestly, he has enough bank, he could just like build another spire and start doing upgrades from 2 spires. Alright, Tom, we'll see you soon. We will be done in about an hour. So, that'll be fun. Part of me wonders if I could like cast this at ×2 speed to save everybody a lot of time, but I don't know if I'm like allowed to do that by CT6 bylaws, and I don't want to break any rules. So, sorry guys. I mean, I kind of broke some rules by cutting away to cartoons in the middle of the match, but we all needed a quick break. You know, I'm doing what's best for the viewers. So if anyone could let me know if it's like acceptable to speed up the game in these sort of situations, that'd be great. Fun fact, as long as we're here, this is a really good composition for 1 HP to have with this many Corruptors, because Colossus are actually the only unit in the game that can be damaged by every single thing in the game. So because of their sheer size and their makeup and what have you, you can hit a Colossus with any unit that exists. So this sort of Corruptor army, you know, it makes it so that he's coming at the Colossus with air, and although the Corruptors can't do anything against the Stalkers, they can tear through the Void Rays, and they can tear through the Colossus, and the Colossus can't shoot them. So it is a very good unit to have against Void Ray Colossus. The issue is with that number of Stalkers. The Stalkers can do a lot of damage, which is why he needs to use the Locust to tank that damage, which is why this takes so bloody long. Because 1 HP, as the Zerg player who has chosen to go Swarm Hosts, is comfortable dragging the game on, you know? Because he knows he can win, he has the economy, he's expanding way better and more than his opponent, because he's been doing a great job of keeping his opponent from expanding. And so we end up seeing 1 HP with this ability to just outlast his opponent. It's not even about outplaying or outpositioning or anything, it's just about being constantly aware of where expansions are and outlasting your opponent. And Smithy has been doing fantastic work with these Zealots, moving them across the map. There were at one point hatcheries here, and I believe maybe there. There were a lot of hatcheries that those Zealots have taken out, so that's great play by them, focusing down. And 1 HP trying to focus this assimilator, which is not only an interesting choice, but a very good choice. Smithy is starved for gas as it is, and so to be able to do damage on that gas income is really good for him. Meanwhile, we see Smithy putting down a semi-ninja base up in the corner here, and but he only has one in each gas, and with that kind of bank, you need to move a little gas. Definitely needs to get a little bit more gas. Ridiculous numbers of photon cannons going down, you know, for good measure, because when you have that many minerals, why the hell not? Another round of Locust being torn through as another round dies on their way. And Warped of Zealots, so probably going to be another hit squad that's going to go and try and do some damage. Yeah, moving in through the side here, very smart choice, but it is caught out by 1 HP, who's going to be moving Locust up here, and the Zealots are going to engage on the Locust, but they're going to get torn right through. This group of Zealots tries to avoid it, but they were on the A move, and they go right into Locusts, and that whole hit squad gets taken down right away as the Corruptors and Vipers try to move in, get some pulls. They do take one Colossus, but the Storms are going down. They do manage to take out the Colossus, which is very good, but the Storm goes down. Once again, they pull one Void Ray. Are they going to be able to... Yeah, they do take it. They do take it out. And, oh, he misses the pull. He accidentally takes a Stalker. I'm guessing that's not what he meant to do. Smithy's got to find a way. This Roach Hit Squad over here was going to take out this base, but the cannons are going to stop that. Smithy really needs to find a way to get gas income, because without more gas, he's not going to be able to remax after a big fight, and he's not going to be able to win. Like I said before, his opponent's just going to outlast him if he doesn't get that. Alright, we get the pull on the Void Ray. Another Storm goes down on the army, but no real luck. 5 probes taken out by those Locusts. Another chunk of Locust comes up and starts doing some damage over there on the Void Rays and what have you. Bees, I'm gonna guess, I'll do a check in a minute, but I'm gonna guess any kind of buffering is on your end. My stream config is excellent right now, and my upload download, I'm on Ethernet, so my upload download is like 450, 150. We have ridiculous Ethernet here, so I've double checked before I started streaming that I had the capability with the way the Ethernet is right now, and I definitely do. Nexus goes down just from Locust alone, so pressuring that the way he did was great for 1 HP. He manages to take down the expansion, keeping Smithy still starved. Over here, some roaches trying to get in the base, but a ridiculous number of cannons and some zealots to back it up are going to keep that from happening just quite yet. But he does manage to take out the pylon that's down here, and he is sending... That's the wrong chunky units to send. I'm sure he'll do something. And Smithy moving out a little bit. Trying to get rid of some of that creep spread, which is probably a good decision. Taking out a little bit of this. So some good damage to the creep from Smithy. But these units are coming in and they do get a grab, but it's not on anything too great. A storm goes down. Oh, and 2 Void Rays so far. 1 more Void Ray grab. That's 3 Void Rays go down in that engagement alone. And a Colossus. These Vipers are doing some fantastic work with these Corruptors. And 1 HP reminding me why I actually like Swarmhost play. You know, I know a lot of people hate it, but Swarmhost Corruptor Viper is fun. When you're the Zerg, it's a good old time. And it's fun to watch. Bit lengthy, but fun, nonetheless. And we are approaching the 42-minute mark of this game, which means we are en route, and Dark Shrine is down. Has probably been down for a while, but a Dark Shrine is down from Smithy. So, you know, pretty average Smithy play, I would say. And now he's mined out his main, he's mined out his natural, he's mined out his 4th and his 3rd. He has a base up here in the corner trying to do some stuff. He does have a pretty big bank, but realistically, there's just no way Smithy can win this. With the amount of creep that's over here, just the sheer amount of damage that he would have to do with getting this creep and expanding and holding the expos and mining up and attacking his opponent's economy and killing his opponent's army and then killing the remax and then killing the remax, because 14,000, 8,000 is plenty for a double remax with any unit comp. Smithy's in a tough place as far as being able to outlast his opponent, and with the bank he has right now, especially the gas bank, it's just not something that's going to happen realistically. He's playing well as far as positioning goes. I just don't know if he can outlast him. But I suppose anything is possible. A little bit of locust damage down on that gateway, but nothing to really freak out about. The swarm hosts are moving, but they're going to move to find some broken down rocks, which is probably not what they wanted. Oh, I love the one swarm host who's like a little late and he's facing toward the rocks. And all of his buddies. Oh, they're all going toward the rocks now. Oh, but they're on a move command, so they're going to automatically go around, which should tell him that the rocks are down, but who knows if he'll actually notice and do anything about it. Looks like no. If we look over here, there is a DT doing a little bit of damage with his observer buddy over here. But there's overseers, and these roaches are going to catch the DT out. They're going to tear right through him, and then they're going to be moving up, trying to take out this expansion. Let's see what the roaches can do with that. Oh, Locust doing some damage again on this expo, focusing on the probes this time, taking out 6, 7, 8 probes. And then, so they broke through those rocks. They're coming just by the masses and doing some serious damage on this expansion. Smithy just so limited in his economy right now. In a very scary place for a Protoss player going up against Swarm Hosts. He just doesn't have the expos and the economy that he needs. But it's not over yet. Another hit squad of Zealots starts moving across the map. Let's follow them. Let's see what they're up to. They seem like nice guys. Zealot hit squad running across the map, doing some action. Gonna see what they take care of. Oh, hey look. Excuse me. Hey look, Chobo Team League. The StarCraft 2 league that makes you a better player. If anybody here is watching who's not from CTL, which is very unlikely with 6 viewers, but if anyone's here watching who's not from the CTL, welcome. Thanks for coming. It's good to have you. And if you play StarCraft and would like to join the CTL, then, you know, we are always accepting new people. Alright, These zealots have bored me. I'm gonna look up here. What are these guys doing? That little roach action. Love the observer that's hanging out with the roaches. And these are overseers. So, like, these roaches know that observer's there. They're like, oh, hey, buddy. No, you're good. You're fine. I'm looking forward to the point in this game where one of these players has every potential upgrade for their race. It's inevitable. Someone has to get every upgrade that you can possibly get. Oh, we do have a Greater Spire coming down from 1 HP, so around the 48-minute mark decides to go to his Greater Spire tech. It'll be interesting to see what happens from that. And there's 0 production from the Zerg, and dare I get so excited, we have carriers on the way. So, how's your day? That's good. Yeah, 1 HP's from Britain. I forgot for a second I'm casting EU. Oh man, everyone should have told me where they're from. I would have put little flags next to all the CT6 EU guys' names on the between game screen. That would have been so nice. No, it didn't say it. No, I wasn't on Smithy's vision, so I didn't get to hear the noise. Oh, he needs to make another carrier. I want to hear carrier has arrived. I want it so bad. It's just like, I made a carrier. What the hell is it doing? Oh. Ew. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Alright, is there another carrier coming? No! More yes! There's one. We're going to get to hear it soon. Alright. Oh man, I'm so excited. Roach's over here doing some damage on this expo, but they're probably not going to take it out in time. Are they going to start fighting the zealots? No, it looks like they're trying to focus down the Nexus. Is there enough to take it down in time? It looks like it's going to be... And there it goes! Just as Photon Overcharge starts. Nexus goes down. Smithy losing yet another expansion to this all over the map kind of play from 1 HP. And really 1 HP doing some great stuff with that, you know, for all the dead on Burrow though. For all the complaints people might make about Swarm Host, 1 HP really is playing well. He's playing a good game right now, and he deserves he deserves whatever success might come to him. Oh, it's almost carrier time. God, I'm so ready. Anybody else ready? Let's just watch Smithy's vision until then. Oh god, I'm so excited. Yeah, you do. All over the place. This is a ridiculous game. It's just so long. I love Swarm Host games. I do 1 HP. I love Swarm Host games. They're really hard to cast because I really want to keep my viewers interested, and it's kind of hard. But no, Smithy, what the hell? Dude! Oh, this gateway is still not a warp gate. Anyway, Smithy. Christ. I was so excited to hear the carrier sound. Now he's not building a carrier. Okay. That's fine. Back to everybody's vision. I'd love to see the GG tracker for this game and see if he gets to like 100% creep spread. Like maximum percent of map with creep. All of it. The whole creep. Alright, and the Toss army pretty much exclusively air at this point, going to do some major damage against the Swarm Hosts, because Locusts cannot shoot up. looks like we've got one Colossus still in there, chunk of Templars, a couple Stalkers, but in the grand scheme of things, definitely more air than anything else, and that Air Force is going to do good things for Smithy playing against Swarmhost. However, it is important to remember that his opponent, despite having all of these lovely, fine-looking Swarmhosts over here, does also have all these Roaches, which are real cute, and these guys. He does have an air army, and that army can do some serious damage. There are a couple Broodlords that are just being used to do some damage over here, because, you know, it's all about free units. And sometimes free units aren't good enough, so you need some free units to go with your free units, so that you can have free units while you free unit. G-Unit. And we are losing viewers by the second. God, Smithy, why'd you make a game no one wants to watch? Alright, so some damage going down over there. This air army is moving in. They do pull out the carrier and take it down. 1 or 2 casualties over there on those Corruptors, but nothing too crazy. Warp incoming from Smithy, and 1 HP still fully maxed. And that is why I feel this game is going to end. Look at the upgrades tab. No ventral sacks yet. That's what this game needs. No, Smithy, let's not. Jesus. This is an experience. So, anybody in chat want to talk about anything? At this point, I'm just, please let me have that base. At this point, I'm just typing in the chat. So for anyone watching this on the VOD, I'm sorry you're not experiencing me typing to people on Twitch. It's just, there's really no casting to be done, you know? There's nothing I can really do to be like, oh my god, the locusts are moving in again. Like, I've said it all. You know what's happening. If there's any analysis you guys are really looking for. And I have to agree with the sentiment going in chat right now. What I don't understand is when 1HP asked, what's your bank? And he sees that Smithy has no gas, and he knows he's keeping Smithy stuck on one base. Why would 1HP not make the decision to sack his units and then remax on something like Mutas or some kind of very mobile attack unit that en masse would be just really good. You know, because if we look at the upgrades right now, he's 3-3 on flyers and 3-3 on ground. He can literally build anything he wants. He could just pull his drones, pull all his units, rush into this army, and yeah, he might get torn apart a little bit. And, you know, his army is going to lose to this army because of Void Rays. Good unit, kind of broken. But he could rush into that army, sack everything he has, and by the time this army gets to his tech through all of this, 1 HP can rebuild his entire supply in nothing but mutas, or nothing but hydras, or nothing but roaches, whatever he wants. And with that kind of bank, there's no way his opponent's going to be able to remax. So 1 HP could gain so much from just going ham. I mean, he's got this in the bag if he just fights. You know? Yeah, it's going to take him 2 or 3 armies. Yoink, good unit. It's going to take him 2 or 3 armies worth to really finish off Smithy, but he can afford that. He has the time and the money, and I hope the larva to do that. Yeah, he has 86 larva. Needs more! Ben, I understand that Mass Broodlord is expensive, but on 22,000, 10,000, there is absolutely no way. There is no way that he could not afford Mass Broodlords. And it looks like that's exactly what 1 HP is doing here. He's sacking a big chunk of his units over there and remaxing as quickly as possible, but he's remaxing on Corruptor Vipers again. Malformed knows what's up. Oh, and over here, this base is going to get taken down yet again. There's a little squad of Zealots to try and defend it, but that's not going to do anything too much. We do see Smithy moving these units across the map, trying to come over and keep him from losing the base, but he's probably going to lose the base anyway. This is a lot of roaches doing a lot of damage, but are they going to get there in time? It looks like they're going to move over in time. The Void Rays are coming in on the roaches. I just like talking really fast. Oh my god! Oh my god! No! With these kind of roaches, they could have focused this down and probably taken out the Nexus, but instead, Smithy's going to hang on to this. He has more than enough minerals to build up and start some gas income, but we have motion from the Swarm Hosts, who are now burying themselves, and they are going balls deep into this army. They are ready. They are rock hard. They are going for it. They are killing a single High Templar. Oh wait, 2 High Templars. Good pickoff, honestly. 2 High Templars for free is good stuff. Yeah, the HP remax is too real. My base! I feel like Smithy's just in this right now to bide time. He knows he's lost. There's no way to come back from this kind of mineral deficit when you're on 2 bases in an hour and 5 minutes. He's just dragging it on because he wants to. Ugh. What the noise they make when they hit each other. They're like... Sounds like trucks. Excuse me. Oh god, excuse me. Sorry, Paul. Sorry. Alright. How many Void Rays are we looking at here? That's not there. There we go. Ooh, units 10. It's 1 Colossus, 1 Tempest, 17 Void Rays versus 28 Swarm Hosts, 31 Corruptors, and a Broodlord. Wow, Ben. 12k gas to go from 0 to 200 on Broods. So yeah, if he had sacked his entire army by the time he finished that sack, he would have had 12k. Because he was sitting at about 10k gas at the time, and he spent down to 8, and now he's almost back to 10. So he would have had 12k by this point. He could have sacked his whole army and completely remaxed on Broodlords. Would have done very little for him, obviously. Like, he wouldn't have been able to do that because Broodlord's bad unit against Void Rays. But the mere knowledge that he physically could is pretty hilarious. Oh, these probes! Oh, probes got so lucky. Almost got decimated, but not quite. Yeah, Ben makes a good point. He can build 100 mutas 10 times. Like 0 to 200, he could build 10 sets of complete 100 mutaflocks. I mean, 1 HP has so much right now to do damage with. He just needs to take advantage of it. And are these locusts going to be able to take out any workers? They do get some 10, 14, 17, 18, a pretty notable number of workers. Doing some pretty significant damage. But like I said before, Smithy is clearly just in this game for the sake of dragging the game on. You can tell by the way he's playing and the way he's joking in chat. And he's just here to hang out. Yeah, malformed, you're right. He doesn't have the larva, but if he was injecting, he could have. Yeah, 10,000 gas. Ben, stop saying things and confusing me. I trust you when you type things. I'm really bad at math. When you type things, I trust you. And when you type things that are false, I'm the one who looks stupid. Get it together, Ben. Friggin' Canadian educational system teaching shitty math. Yeah, like that. 3 good, 5 me? I think you're 2 good, 4 me, Ben. Canadian. Ben, I love you so much it hurts. I'm sorry I'm being mean to you. Yeah, malformed, I know you're Nick. I'm talking to Ben. Yeah, I know, I was talking to you, Ben. I know malformed is not Ben. Malformed is malformed. You're literally both on my team. I'm sorry I confused you guys. I know who Ben is, I promise. If I said something that made it sound like I was referring to malformed as Ben, that was a mistake. We are an hour and 11 minutes into this game. I cannot... Can somebody post the what is birth picture? Can we get that in here? I think we need the what is birth picture to really effectively show how I feel to the viewers. Can we get an Imager link? If I don't BM you, I'll be kicked off the team. Wow, Boss Darren, anything to say for yourself? Ooh! Ooh! And Smithy with the attacks. Personal attacks. Ah, here we go. Thank you, Ben. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, damn it, Ben! Ben, why did you put... I told Ben to post this ridiculous picture that's like, what is birth? Because I feel that way about this game. Like, what am I doing? And instead, Ben posted his ridiculously bad Photoshop of him being promoted to Master. Do you like it? Do you like his really, really bad Photoshop? It's beautiful. Thanks, Ben. This is so ridiculous. Guys, we have 30 minutes left. We're not even done. We're not even close to done. We're not even, like, at a part of done where I would feel comfortable, like... Point is, there's a lot of StarCraft to be played, my friends. Oh, some damage going down. Okay. He can still make DTs. No, I agree, Malform. Smithy's totally dead. Oh, did Ben post the real picture? He posted an Imdra link. We can only pray. Nope, he didn't, but he did post this. Oh yeah, you like that? You like that? Right here? Yeah, 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 yeah. Alright. To anyone who wants to bitch at me that I'm being unprofessional in casting this game, you suck. Yeah. There's like 6 more games after this, and I will be fully professional in every one of them. But when Smithy decides to drag on a game to an hour 45 exclusively because... literally exclusively because he wants it to be a long game, I refuse to be nice and serious and actually cast it. In fact, Smithy straight up told me, like, oh Jesus, that game, I'm sorry you have to cast it. Ben, yeah, pretty much that, exactly. You know, I understand when professionalism is important, but neither of these guys is taking themselves seriously, so I'm not going to pretend it's serious. It would just be ridiculous. Alright. Let's listen to some Cascada. That's what we need more of. Slowly pushing back the creep. This bastard. Ben shared another picture. Thanks, Ben. TV Ham is going to hate me so much. You got mad when I had 45-minute game. It's okay. It's okay, Smithy. Someone has to love you. Yeah, admin anger, good anger. Like, Corn Muscles is gonna bitch me out for being such a twat for the last, like, 20 minutes. This is such a long damn game. Oh, I wonder if Smithy's online. Oh, but I don't know how to bring up social. Is it 10, 11? I'm afraid to press F's in case I close something. Let's turn that off. That was only 30 seconds of that song, by the way. It was under 30 seconds and in no way violates any copyright law. And copyright laws are stupid anyway. Yeah, let's do that. We got 25 more minutes of this game. Let's get political, guys. Alright, chat, let's talk about some politics. Malformed, I would not cast it. I wouldn't. I would be done. I would quit. I would leave. We look over here, though. We're getting there. We are getting there. Oh, Jesus, this is something else. Let's go to CTL. Alright, good talk, Malformed. Canada. No, I agree. I would love to move to Canada. I mean, let's think about all the great things Canada has. Maple freaking syrup. Mounties. Scarlet. Oh, God, you have Scarlet. Tim Hortons. Universal healthcare. Beautiful mountain ranges in Banff. Banff is beautiful. My parents just got back from Banff. Niagara Falls. Maple freaking syrup. You know, there's so many things that Canada has that are just great. Oh, also, by the way, to anybody who just joined us, because we just got two or three new friends, welcome to the cast. Enjoy. This game will be done soon, and then we can move on to games that are much more fun to watch and more fun to cast, and will be just a blast. This game was really fun to cast for the first, 25 to 30 minutes, and then it was very clear that it was over, and now it's just Oh my god, I'm so jealous, Malformed. I had Tim Hortons one time in my entire life because we were in Pennsylvania. We were driving from Virginia to Pennsylvania one day during tour my rookie season, and we stopped at Tim Hortons. Well, we stopped at a place with a bunch of food, but there was a Tim Hortons, and I was with a buddy of mine from Canada, and he's like, "Oh my god, Timmy O's, we gotta stop! You gotta try it, man." So I went with him, and I had some It was like a bagel sandwich, but the bagel was infused with maple, and it was made with sausage and egg and cheese that all had maple all over it, and it was just the freaking most ridiculous thing I've ever. It was so tasty. It was so good, and man, it was just ridiculously tasty, and. Ever since, I'm super jealous that Canadians get Tim Hortons all the time, because that shit is cash. Oh, it's so good. So tasty. Oh god, the Cybercore! Not the Cybercore! I wonder how much of it he can see. Oh yeah. Poke into my main real quick. That said the actress to the director. I learned that recently. Either it said the actress to the director or said the actress to the politician is old school, that's what she said. And I think it's way funnier. Also slightly less sexist. Poke into my main real quick, said the actress to the politician. Wink. Aw man, we got 2 new viewers and they both left. Seriously, I had an opportunity. See, he knows it's over. He's just letting it drag on. The corn muscles will throw a fit on me if I don't cast the whole game, so. The hour 25 gate turn. Too real. The hour 26 melee attacks. Oh, Ben shared another image. Thank God. It wouldn't load, so I gave up. I'm sure it was really funny though. Fuck you, Smithy. I can't take you right now. Oh, God. No production from either side. Big surprise. Alright. So, anybody else excited about games after this that are actual games? I know I am. Ben says this is me to Smithy right now. This is the most fantastic GIF. Oh, that gym is awesome. Oh god, that's awesome. I love it. Oh man. Story time. So a buddy of mine from high school was actually an extra in Divergent. And he's so pretty looking. He's a model. He was an extra in Divergent, and he's so pretty looking that there's some new blockbuster that he is going to have like a speaking part in, but he can't tell us what it is. So he's just posting on Facebook like, "Go into the coolest job in the whole world. Gonna go be an actor." And we're all like, "Wow, that's so incredible!" But none of us have any idea what he's doing. So I guess we'll see. Oh my God, 259 kill. Wow. Screenshot. That's ridiculous. Hey guys, only 15 minutes left in the game. We're getting there. Anyone want to like watch an episode of Game Grumps or something while we're waiting? Malform says, meanwhile, Smithy's like... Basically. Smithy wants to make it a long game. Oh, a fight? Is this a real fight? Oh man. Oh man. Oh man, where the hell are the units? Oh, they're over, they get over there. Oh. How did that happen? Oh, this is an experience if I've ever had one. Guys, this has been an experience, and I just want to say for those of you, you three brave souls who have stuck around with me for this whole hour, these wonderful individuals who decided that that's beautiful. Look at all those spines. I want more spines. The fact that there's drones that aren't spines is unacceptable. But really, the fact that you guys have stuck around and hung out with me, I feel like we've bonded a lot, you know? A lot of things have happened this game. We've learned a lot about ourselves. And, you know, I feel like we're all better because of it. And I appreciate you guys chilling. It's been real. It's been fun. And in 10 minutes, it's going to be over. Forever. And then we can move on to games that I'm going to really enjoy casting. That, hint, aren't this game. Right now, Forrest, why the hell is he still mining? Just make more... like immobiles, and then use, I say, what does he have right now? 86 larvae. What he needs to do is kill all of his queens, use all of his drones to make like spines and spores, and then as those drones leave him with open supply, build more drones until he has used all his larvae to make drones, which will then become spines and spores. Because why not? Oh wow, guys, Smithy beat a Masters yesterday, and you know the Masters was really good, and Smithy was having an off day, so basically he's Grandmaster. Anybody ever seen that video? It's like one of my favorite videos. Ben, what the hell is that picture? I love it. Oh man. Oh, this is so much. I'm so glad it's over soon. Man. This is what it's like watching this game. Smithy's gonna love watching this cast. He's just gonna have an experience. He's gonna be... He lives for this kind of crap. It begins! The final battle. Oh my god, guys, I just want to be done. I want to cast games. I don't just want to watch this, I want to cast. Wow, Locust, good unit. Like, seriously, 3-3 Locust are crazy good. Look at these guys, look at these guys. You ever notice? I want them to walk. When they walk, they straight up look like dicks. Like, they full on look like penises. Ben, this is worse than the last Protoss mission in Wings of Liberty. Ugh, that it is. First time I played the campaign, I made the mistake of selecting Protoss. Yeah, Malform, don't do homework tonight. It's Friday night on the weekend, and the rest of these casts are going to be really, really fun. Hey, Doomshi joined. What up, Doomshi? Is it Doomshi or Doomshy? I've never been sure. Regardless, what up, buddy? Good to see you. Oh man, that Stargate! Oh no, not the Stargate! His 105 and 16 is gonna build something! No! That was cool that they died as soon as the Stargate went down. Base race, go! Man, for as much of a Chacha Smithy is being right now, he's really funny. He's just a fun guy. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this, if everyone's fine with that. It's inevitable. Doomshi? Okay, it is Doomshi. Sweet. What the hell do you mean, don't mind us, Ben? I've been talking to you for the last hour. Get butthurt that I'm chatting with you. So, who's excited for some real games? If you're in chat and you're excited for real games, type 1. Yeah, he has Enduring. He upgraded it a super long time ago. At like the 20-minute mark. That was a choice. Doomshi, 1. Thanks, Doomshi! Double Manor Hatch. Oh, triple Manor Hatch. Alright. Is that a quad? Quad. Quint. Damn it! If he had 6, I could have said sex. Oh well. Alright, some more Locust moving in. 1A and win, for fuck's sake. Oh, this is a lot to take. But it's almost over, guys. We almost made it. See this? It's been a trek. It's been an experience. But we made it, you know? We worked together and we made it. Yeah, that Colossus is ridiculous. Oh! The Colossus goes down 306 kills later. Wow. The Void Race won the engage. What the hell? Jesus H. Christ. This is ridiculous. And he hasn't remaxed yet. Why not remax? You have the opportunity. Oh, there it is. There's the remax. What's he remaxing on? Corruptors. 36 Corruptors. Jesus H. Christ. That's so many units. Oh my god. The GG finally goes down. The third game of the series, first match cast of the night, goes to 1 HP, and the folks over at CT6 EU. GG to both players. Thanks for the company. It's been real. It's been fun. But my god, am I glad to say it's over. It's done. Moving on with our lives. Alright guys, if you can give me a quick minute, that was really long, so I'm going to grab something to drink and a cookie, and then we'll get loaded up in the next replay, and we'll cast through the rest of this match. So just give me 5 seconds. A little bit of Monster, got some cookies. Let's sit down. What's up, Justin? Oh, bye, Malformed. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate the company. That cast was way easier with people to chill with. Alright, so right now the score is Unseen Gaming 2, CTL6 1. Alright. Just give me a second. I'm gonna eat this cookie. I seriously thought the whole cast was going to take like 2 hours, and that one game took an entire hour, so I need to rejuvenate my stomach. Okay. Alright, you guys ready? Let's go. It's your turn, bees. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, moving into our second game that I'm casting, fourth game of the series. Spawning in the upper left-hand side of the map, the Red Terran from Unseen Gaming. It is Life Require, which is hysterical. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand side of the map as the Orange Zerg from Team CTL6 EU. It is Bees. To which I say, bees! Not the bees! Ah! Which is awesome. Oh, what up? Jason and Justin are here. What's up, guys? Alright. So far it looks like pretty basic openers from both players. Nothing too crazy as far as... Yeah, you're the funniest, Justin. Also, I did strip. You just can't see. Wink. Oh, wow. Alright. Well, that's up on the stream and someone's going to get yelled at for it. I have to be an unbiased caster and cannot use offensive nicknames against teams and will not when I'm casting. I think it's funny, but I know that certain people in the league have an issue with the joke, and I wouldn't want to, you know, be overly biased about something like that because it's silly. I like everybody. I'm not really like angry about a team, you know. I think the name is funny because I think nicknames like that are always funny, but there's no part of me that's like, oh yeah, fuck those guys, like whatever. Oh, the conversation in chat right now is too real. Justin. I agree. I certainly like 1 HP. He was fun. Alright, so we see a Reaper coming out from the Terran player. Pretty standard opener that in that sense with the Reaper. And meanwhile, if we go over here, we do have a 1 base, 7 Roach Rush. Yep, that's a 7 RR. 12 pool went down, followed by an extractor. There's a queen on the way. And if he... Is this an Overlord? Oh no, they're Lings! Oh, they're Lings! It's not a 7 RR. It's like a Ling Bling kind of deal. Wow. That looked very similar to a 7 RR. Yep, Ling Bling play. Okay, interesting. So, a little Ling Bling play coming out from Bees. Oh, he's going to give us a short game, guys. Guys, he's going to give us a game that's not an hour 45 minutes long. Aren't you so excited? I pressed the wrong button there, can you tell? Alright, so they're going to get a little damage on this Reaper, but the Reaper's going to micro himself away. Some really good micro coming down for life required, but not quite good enough. He is taking damage every time he shoots. And he decides it's not worth trying to shoot because his stutter was not going as well as he wanted it to. He moves out of the way. The Lings are going to try and chase it, though. Are they going to be able to do enough damage on it? He takes one of them down. The second Reaper comes to join up with it. That's going to do the kind of damage that he needs. Meanwhile, there are Lings building up here, but losing 4 Lings in this size of an all-in is a lot. That's not something you can really deal with, and Beast is going to have to be really careful after that. Okay, so that's the third command center from Life Require, going very economic. I almost said optimistic. Going very economic against his opponent, who's doing basically Ling Bling all-in. The big set of Lings is coming up here, and it's kind of Ben's sister. Yeah. Oh, Ben's watching. Ben's definitely watching. Alright, Lings are going to move up the ramp to see what's up there. They do see that there is a wall-off, but it's a wall-off with nothing to really fight it, and 2 Hellions are on the way, but these Blings are going to hit pretty hard right now. Banlings are moving up the ramp, focusing down the supply depot. They get it out. Are they going to move in behind it? No, it's the Lings that are going to move in for the mineral line. The Blings are... There we go. The Lings are going to focus down the tech lab as the Banelings move in toward the mineral line. Poor choice, though, from Life Required to move his SCVs up to this mineral line. Instead of moving down, this is going to put him in a position where his SCVs are going to have to back into a corner, and the Banelings are focusing him back. Can the Banelings make the connection that they need? No! 2 of the Banelings go off with very little damage, and although they do take out a big chunk of SCVs, there's still 13 mining, which is way more than I think Bees wanted to take out. However, the number of Lings that are in this base are doing some serious damage right now on those production structures. The barracks is about to go down. Both structures lift off, but the barracks is on fire. Is the barracks going to be able to make it in time is the big question. The command center drops over here. The factory is going to drop over here, trying to create a sort of pseudo wall-off to keep the Lings inside the natural, but it's not quite going to work. The Lings are going to move in time. They are focusing down on the SCVs, but Life Require seems dedicated, but there's the GG. Life Require goes down. Game 2 goes to CT6 EU. GG, guys. Okay. Well, there we go. Up next. What is up next? I'm really excited about this one. I'm excited for this game. Let's get some gold play in here. Alright. Let's get into another game, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly gentlemen. Alright. Spawning in the 2 o'clock position, arguably 1 o'clock. You can argue with me if you really want to, but it is the Orange Zerg, one of my favorite names in the entire CTL, Robo Boogie. I love his name. I love it. I love it. His opponent, spawning in the 6 o'clock position, from Team Unseen Gaming, the Teal Protoss, it is Doctor. Haha. Get it? Like doctor, but it's spelled like Doctor. It's funny. Anyway, Doctor dropping a pylon pretty quickly. Meanwhile, the Zerg player seems to be droning up past 10. He does have his 9 Overlord on the way, set to scout over here. So it's looking like... Excuse me. And an interesting choice from Doctor to send the Overlord here and then over to scout, as opposed to going straight to the scout. Not a lot of people do that, but I actually think it's better. I like sending the scout over, because then if there's any kind of cannon rush or a proxy bunker or something, and you're going for a 15 pool or a 15 hatch, or if you're going for a pool before hatch, it gives you an opportunity to see what's happening across the span of your natural before you go check for the base. Because the fact is, this Overlord doesn't need to get to this base until like the 8 or 9 minute mark, because having this Overlord moving to this base will tell you where your opponent is, whereas this Overlord, if they are over there, is going to be the, like, I said 9, I'm sorry, that's going to be the 630 sack Overlord that you send through to see their tech. So this Overlord really doesn't need to go straight to the base, and taking the time to move it through the natural gives you a big opportunity to see what's happening on your side of things to take care of that. But if we look over here, because of that Overlord, he sees the Doctor is trying to block his expansion. He's able to drop 2 drones instead of 1, giving him the opportunity to fight this down and keep the expansion block from taking forever. And then, although it does get blocked, it doesn't get blocked nearly as long as it would have with a single, putting Robo Boogie in a far better position than he would have been otherwise, showing exactly why, my fellow Zerg players, it is always best on merry-go-round to send your Overlord through your natural and then to the opposite base. That's my pro tip of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. Alright, so these Lings are starting to do a little bit of pressure. Now, pressure is a really strong word. These Lings are doing a little bit of scouting. And he's going to see right now, he does see the expansion going down, so it'll be interesting to see how Robo Boogie responds to seeing this expo. He clearly is going for gasless, as we can see, A, by the lack of gas, and B, by the fact that he's already started a Queen, another Overlord. He's going for a gasless build by definition, but also he has a third going down. So upon seeing that expansion, he decides to go for the third. That means he's going to be trying to play macro game. When you see that expansion, he could respond with saying, "Oh, I'm going to go 2-base Roach and see what I can do," but he decides to try and go macro, outplay his opponent in those terms. Alright, so the second gateway is going down, the forge is going down, the mothership core is out for a little bit of defense against any Lings that might come in. But with 3 bases down, I mean, we're not going to see that. But the thing is, the Protoss player doesn't even know the second. Like, they don't know the natural is down, let alone that there's a third over here. He just doesn't have that information. So he's sort of playing blind right now, and although he is making the decisions that one would expect and want to be made in a third, he's making those decisions blind. They're just cuz. So it's an interesting choice. Cancels the pylon. Huh. I wonder if that was intentional. Because now we got a little Artosis action right there. Yeah, no, the pylon starts back up. Weird that he canceled that. Must have been a misclick, some kind of accident. Meanwhile, drone's starting to move over to the third. We have very low saturation on both bases and very, very little gas. 0 gas right now. No, there's 3 going into gas. So very little gas from the Zerg player. Robo Boogie making interesting choices about his droning, but at a far superior economy to his opponent. So although his drone-related choices are not what I would expect, he is out-macroing his opponent, and that's what matters. You know? The thing with StarCraft is it's not about being flawless, it's just about being better than your opponent. And better than you were the game before. Alright. Zergling is like, no, it's my creep tumor. I love it. He loves that creep tumor. It's okay, buddy. I love creep tumors too. Alright, gateway's coming out at 8:30. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be 7 gate. Doctor pushing up to a 7 gate for what I hope will be a gateway unit all in. If we look over here, he does have Warp Prism out on the map, ready to warp units in. Excuse me, those 5 gateways are just about to get finished up, and we're going to see some major pressure coming out in just a second here. There are 2 Zealots warping in to meet up with these 2 Immortals, and the Warp Prism is going mobile. So the Warp Prism is going to move itself somewhere else. If we look over here, there's a huge number of Lings with 6 roaches. 6 roaches and a monster chunk of Lings. 6 more roaches on the way. Metabolic Booster on the way. An Evo Chamber on the way. But with 7 units about to be warped in, there could be a lot of damage that comes down from Doctor. He does decide to go with all Zealots for this, which is probably a good choice, because Zealots are very good against Lings, and these 2 Immortals will do plenty of damage to take out those couple of roaches. But how quickly does he engage? He gets a great catch here. These 6 roaches are just starting to move across the map. He's able to take out 4 of them and almost 5 before the engagement even starts. These Lings are getting a pretty good surround on everything, but they're not able to quite take out the Zealots. But the Lings with the good positioning do hit the Immortals. The Zealots start tearing through the Lings. The 2 Immortals drop back down inside of the base. The Warp Prism gets ready to warp in. Another round of units is coming in as these roaches are killing the first round of Zealots. And as much great damage as they did there, they're just not going to be able to combat the way that they need to against this push. Mothership Core taking advantage of its aerial nature, taking these guys out. Another set of roaches pops out, but Immortals are very good units against roaches, especially when microed this efficiently. Some great micro coming out of Doctor. Really, really good play from the gold player of Unseen Gaming. Using these Immortals really efficiently, and Hatchery coming down from Robo Boogie, an interesting choice, probably just trying to get the larva to try and combat this. But honestly, with this amount of stuff in his base, I feel like it's pretty unlikely Robo Boogie's going to be able to combat this. He is pulling his first set of drones. There are quite a few Lings coming out, but those Lings are just not going to be able to do the kind of damage they need to. If we look over here, these are all roaches popping out of these. But are those roaches going to be enough to hold this off and come back on the other side of it? We will find out in just a second as the roaches, 22 of them to be exact. I think about 10 are going to pop. Yeah, like 13 pop. 13 roaches just hit the field. They're starting to come in from both sides. Well, okay, one from this side. They're starting to come in from both sides. The time warp goes down to do some pretty significant stuff. But with these Immortals back here against the Zealots are going to get taken out by the roaches. But there's another round of Zealots coming in. The Zealots are moving in against the roaches. The Immortals come in to back it up. The roaches with the very good micro from Robo Boogie to take out some of those Zealots, but not quite enough. And although the natural went down, this really does look like it could be anybody's game from the way this engagement is going. There's some really smart micro, some really smart plays going down from both players, but Robo Boogie needs to engage because Doctor is making his way up into his opponent's main, and that presence in the main is going to give him a huge opportunity to do some major damage. If we look, let's look back over the roaches coming up the ramp. They got themselves in a poor position to get choked off like that, but melee units are worse than ranged units when you get in a choke situation, and the Zealots are just getting torn right through. The only issue is these roaches are going to get a little confident once they tear through this, and there's another round of Zealots coming down for them, putting the roaches in a rather scary place. We've got 5 roaches and 14 Zerglings on the way, but it's really questionable if that's going to be enough to do the kind of damage he needs. Now the first extractor goes down. There's a focus on the spawning pool. Mortal Zealots focusing that down. There is a queen right there. There are some roaches coming up, but another round of Zealots is being warped in. And Doctor just has so many reinforcements coming out so consistently. It's going to be really hard for Robo Boogie to take this, if he can take it at all. A couple Zealots going down, but it looks like the roaches are going to get taken out first. More Zealots are warping in. The GG comes down from Robo Boogie, and the next game goes to Doctor. That leaves the score at Unseen Gaming 3. CTL Team 6 is at 2. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's cast another one. That was a really fun game to cast, by the way. Thank you, Robo Boogie and Doctor. Oh, that was a blast. Alright, let's move on. All right, here we go. Moving into our 6th set of the day. Over here in the upper right-hand corner of Foxtrot Labs from Team CT6 EU, it is the purple Protoss Shinobu. His opponent, spawning in the bottom left-hand side of the map from Unseen Gaming, it is HPK, the Red Terran. And I like this. I haven't noticed this on anybody else's, but look at that logo's really nice. Oh, and they have a logo too. These are so nice. Oh my god, is that like an overlay thing or is that like an in-game clan thing? That's so nice. Man, if that's an in-game clan thing, GNR better have one, because I've never noticed that before, but that is really cool. I like that. Alright. So, pretty basic opener. The tension is rising. Only 2 matches, and then mine, and then sleep. You got it, Tomla. Alright, so basic opener going down, you know, with the depot and then the 12 racks. But not building a wall off with it. Building the racks in a slightly safer position closer to the command center. And it's definitely personal preference. I think the average is depot, barracks, depot for the wall off. But against Protoss, I think a lot of times it's just, I don't know, it just seems a little bit smarter to, against Protoss, have this out here, because if he comes in with some kind of blink stalkers or something, he's going to tear right through that first supply depot trying to get in, and this way you can save your supply. I feel like there's got to be some pretty significant advantages to that. And oh god, Tom, I didn't even think of that. I should have cast these games in the morning so that the EU guys would be like late afternoon to watch them. I didn't even consider that. I just picked a time that was like logically good for the America server. Sorry, y'all. I guess it would justify it if more of the Unseen guys were here, but they aren't, so I just feel, I don't know, I wish I had more of an audience. Which is fine. Everyone can watch the VODs. I'll put them up on YouTube. I'm really excited about these games. I'm having a blast casting, even the first one. You know, it's been a lot of fun, and so I appreciate you guys playing such enjoyable games. But I'm sorry I didn't cast them at a time that was better for you to watch. That's my mistake. Alright, so this is a Cybernetics core, I'm assuming. Let's check, though. Yep, Cybernetics core coming down over here for Shinobu. And interesting gateway placement. I'm not a TOS player, and I gotta be honest, as much as I do know about this game, and as much as I take pride in my game knowledge, I have no idea what would be the gain of building your gateway there. If someone wants to explain to me, that would be awesome. Because I'm interested in what the purpose of that would be. Meanwhile, we have another barracks coming down over here, along with another supply depot. Only one in gas right now. That's a reactor. Looks like we're having a stim timing. Yep, the command center's there. We have 3 racks out. The first one's building a reactor. We're probably going to see either Tech Lab, or Tech Lab reactor. And this is going to move into a 3 racks stim timing from HPK. Meanwhile, there is a Reaper over here visiting. Reaper's going to get held off by the mothership core, which is good. Doesn't end up killing that probe. The probe moves back home in safety. Shinobu keeps his worker for another day. So Marines are starting to be on the way. As this racks finishes up, we do see a Tech Lab going down. And now what'll make the difference in the timing here is what comes out of this 3rd racks. And this is interesting to note if you're a non-Terran. Is scouting this is really important. Because when you get in here and you see 3 racks with a reactor first and a Tech Lab, you know they're going for a stim timing. But it's very... Oh, Doomshy, I didn't even think of that. That makes sense. But it's important to note what attachment comes down on here. If you build a reactor here, there's obviously going to be more Marines, whatever. But if you build a Tech Lab there, then that means he can go for stim pack and combat shields, which means it's going to hit a little later, right around 10 minutes, maybe 9:30. But it's going to hit with combat shields and stim, which is a very, very strong push with the number of Marines he can get between now and then. So it's important to note. Also, if there's a second Tech Lab, it tends to mean that there's going to be more Marauders than you might see with double reactor. Because a lot of times double reactor Tech Lab will just be pure Marines. So very important to keep note of that. and to know what your opponent's doing in terms of that. Since he is going for no extension on here, it's going to be a stim timing with just mass marines. It'll probably hit around 8:30ish, and there's a factory going down, so he's planning for it to not be an all-in. He is planning to do something behind it to tech up a little bit behind that, so that's also important to note as the opponent, who, you know, you want to see if there's other units going down. And since there's not, you can assume that this is just going to be a pressure timing, which means it's not going to be quite as large. And all of these things would be important things for Shinobu to be aware of, but he doesn't know yet. However, he does have this observer right now. If we follow this observer, I'm going to try and follow its path of motion and see where it's going. I can't find its final destination. Yeah, I can't find where the observer is going, but there is an observer moving across the map, and that observer will scout this. It'll see there's 3 racks, it'll see there's something going on, but it'll probably scout it a little too late to really respond efficiently. However, Shinobu does have some units on the way. He does have warp gate finish, so he'll be able to respond to it pretty efficiently. Stimpack is going to be done in 9 seconds, and an Oracle gets in 2 HPK's base. There is 1 SCV goes down, but there's a lot of Marines already out because of this anticipated stim timing, and this Oracle ends up just being a scout, gets a lot of information, but is not going to be able to get quite the damage that he was probably hoping for. And if we look over to his side of the map, Shinobu now needs to respond with units, because there is a big old chunk of Marines and 1 friendly neighborhood Marauder starting to move across the map. So we do see an armor upgrade going down and a Robo Bay going down, but if you look at the units tab, there's only 2 Stalkers, 2 Zealots, 1 Sentry, and the MSC out on Shinobu's side of the map, and that is not enough to hold off this kind of push. He needs to warp in 1 or 2 rounds of units, but instead, there we go. There's a warp. We do see 3 Zealots coming in. There's more gateways on the way, but the Robo Bay is producing nothing. Excuse me, the Robo Bay is producing nothing. He's not warping in nearly as fast as he needs to, and although the observer saw this, there wasn't a huge response to it, which is kind of scary. It'll be interesting to see what happens over on the side. The Marines do put off stim. They move in. They're taking out a couple of... No, they do take out a Stalker and a Zealot, almost 2 Zealots, but Photon Overcharge is a very good unit. The Marines need to move away from the range of the Photon Overcharger. They're going to get taken out, but there's enough of them. Oh, and there was enough for double Photon Overcharge, so this is going to get cleaned right up. Really good play by Shinobu. I certainly apologize for doubting him. That was great. That was a great hold. He did some good stuff. There's another command center going down. Bunker, more Marines and Marauders happening. But if we look over here, with the number of units he has and a Colossus on the way, where's Thermal Lances? I don't want to speak until I see it. Yep, there it is. It's being upgraded. With extended Thermal Lances coming out, more gateways, armor upgrades. There's a lot of damage to be done by Shinobu if he can get a good counterattack on this. If we look over here, the Oracle is going to scout to see what's happening and sees 2 more barracks going down, along with 2 tech labs and a reactor. So he knows that it's going for a big bio hit. He now knows that there's a Widow Mine going down. He knows there's Starport with the capability to build a drop. And that Oracle may not have done damage, but between that and getting the army movement off of the, oh god, what's it called? I'm so sorry. Revelation. I knew it was an R noise. With the Revelation, that gives him some great scouting information and some great vision of the map, which is really helpful for Shinobu. Meanwhile, Concussive Shells is finished. That gives a very good upgrade for Marauders, especially with the number that he's producing, 3 at a time. Meanwhile, Charge is on the way. Extended Thermal Lances is about to finish up, but he's supply blocked as the second Colossus starts. Pylon finishes up, the Colossus gets on the way, but if this push moves out now, they only have 1 Colossus to deal with when they get there. And so, it'll be interesting. Thermal Lance is done in 10 seconds. Very important upgrade for this Colossus versus Bio kind of battle. That extra range is really, really helpful for the Protoss. And we do see a little hit squad coming out over here, along with these 2, which are probably going to be a drop. But if we look over here, the Stalkers are ready. Oh man, if this gets shot down, it's going to be awesome. What is he? Is he going to try and scan first? Is he waiting for the upgrade? What's he waiting for? He starts to move the medevacs in, but the medevacs are going to get caught in a really bad position. He does notice it, and he starts to boost away, so he does get away from the Stalkers, but the Stalkers know this drop is coming down. They try to drop around, but they need to focus this pylon down. They do not. They needed to focus that pylon to make sure the Zealots didn't warp in. Now that the Zealots warp in, all these Marines and Marauders can do is hope to do as much damage to these units as possible, but that's not going to be very much with units on both sides of you. It does get cleaned up with very minimal casualties for the Protoss, and there's another hit squad of units here, leaving a very good advantage for Shinobu. Very well handled there, very good vision, and overall just well handled. If we look at the army supply, there is an advantage toward HBK, but it could have been a huge technical advantage if that drop had been successful, and instead it was held off really well. Shinobu now just about to finish up his +2 armor, and also going for Blink, Storms, another Colossus. His first couple Templars are on the way, and so pretty basic versus bio play, but a huge push coming across the map right now from HBK. But as big as this push is, very unlikely that it's going to be big enough to take out this little baby death ball. It may be a small death ball compared to what TOS can have, but it's more than enough death ball to do some huge damage to this Bioforce. And especially with that Oracle scouting it, he knows exactly where his opponent's position, what he has, and that it is enough to fight this fight. But instead, there's a drop. So we will see how much damage this drop can do. It does boost in around the side. He drops near the pylons, an interesting choice, instead of going for the Econ. He starts to shoot the pylons down. He takes out one. Stalker tries to get involved, shoots down another. And the whole army is moving up here, which should... No, it's not. A lot of the army is moving up here to clean that, but there was still so much down here. There was no opening for him to move this major Bioforce down. And Shinobu doing a great job of dealing with the multitasking right now as HBK tries to get some pressure down, but is just not getting it in the places he needs. Now, both players are on thirds, pretty equally saturated thirds at that. A little better gas for the Protoss, but a little better minerals for his opponent. All in all, pretty close to even. And a little bit of a Mexican standoff happening here with both players sort of standing, knowing they have armies, but neither one really confident that they have enough of an army to win a fight and win a game. Defender's advantage does go to Shinobu, though, and with a bigger army... Well, okay, not bigger, right? No, not bigger. A smaller army, but a defender's advantage. It's questionable. You know, it's very questionable who's going to take this. A little hit squad goes over to try and see, A, if the third is there, and B, if they can do damage to it, but there's just too many charge lots already available. The charge lots take out that little hit squad very easily. Another drop is coming into the main over here. There are no cannons to take it. The drop happens right back behind the pylon, but it doesn't look like they're going to get quite enough hits on these probes. I don't even know if we're taking any probes out at all. He does take out the Robo Bay, which is going to halt Colossus production for a while, which was a very good pick. Very, very good pick by HBK to be able to do that, but getting a little overconfident from it. Just because there's no new Colossi doesn't mean that there aren't already Colossi. He tries to fight, realizes it's a poor decision, and pushes himself back out, avoiding it, but the Colossus have range. Shinobu feels confident that he can take this. He starts to attack. The Colossi don't even have to leave the ramp to fight this as the charge lots get a huge surround on their opponent. HBK realizes what's happening, starts to pull his units. He does have another chunk here, and he is doing some damage inside of the main, taking out the entire economy of the main. A fantastic drop from HBK. But meanwhile, his army down here is getting caught out by the charge lots. He does take out one of the Colossi. Can he take out two? Yes! He takes all three of the Colossi out with focused fire. A fantastic engagement from HBK, putting the pressure on back here, putting the damage on those Colossi, and having a hit, and having an army, not even a hit squad, having an army back here at home to hold off anything that might come in. Fantastic play from HBK, taking a bad situation and making it into something really, really good and really, really useful. Now the rest of Shinobu's army is coming here, and it is a pretty strong army. I don't see the Templars, but first Colossus goes down. This army is getting a really good concave from HBK, and it looks like HBK could finish this. The Colossus gets caught out and goes down. The last couple units are running back to Shinobu. Ground armor level 3 is about to finish up, but that's just not going to be enough against the army of HBK. If we look over at the army supply, it's 93 to 36 right now, favoring HBK. Shinobu is building a new Robo Bay and a couple of gateways to try and get the warp-ins he needs to finish this, but HBK could finish this game out with this push right now. He's starting to move up the ramp. He gets the scan off so he can do the damage. The charge slots come down and start to do some serious damage. Can he stutter step well enough to take out the charge slots? A huge number of Archons coming down might be able to hold off this push, but we got to remember, this isn't HBK's whole army. Whatever damage these guys do is just going to be supplemented by... Oh, and he pulls the army far enough out that if he can get a drop up there, it's going to take them so long to walk. There is one Immortal and a round of Warpins. Okay. Oh. And HBK, pretty poor choice to drop right on top of that Warp. Isn't going to do the damage he needs. Flies right over the Archons and the Stalkers. Loses both of those. And Shinobu with a really good counter to the counter. This has been an awesome game so far. A lot of great play from both players, a lot of back and forth. It's been really fun to watch. Alright, so the fourth is going down for HBK, and work is starting to move out. No fourth yet from his opponent, but he's also Protoss, so to be fair, they take less bases. Scan comes down, he sees the army moving out, he's probably going to react accordingly, but the army isn't actually moving, they're just being defensive. Alright, Scan stays long enough, he sees him moving, and then he's moving again. So if Shinobu's going for a little meta here, his opponent's probably going to think that he's moving out across the map, and oh! Zealots over here catch these SCVs trying to move to the new base. Now he knows where the base is, he's taken out 7 SCVs. HBK sending his whole army to try and combat these 2 Zealots. Definitely used the panic button just a little bit there, which is fine. And now the High Templars meeting up with the... Oh, both of the scans missed the army. So both of those scans going to give him the idea that the army is probably not moving across the field. He's going to feel pretty safe right now. There is a scan right there that's going to catch the warp in, though, which makes him put another scan here. He now knows where the army of Shinobu is. Shinobu tries to get in and get good position. He's a little bit choked, but he pulls the Archons around, able to get a pretty solid surround. EMPs going down, but the High Templars are too far behind the EMPs. Storm goes down on the bio, another Storm doing some major damage. Shinobu tearing through the last couple forces of HBK. A couple workers going down on each side from extra pressure, but Shinobu getting the way better end of that deal. Probably going to take down this third now. Needs to be careful about this Widow Mine. This Widow Mine's about to get a kill, but all in